right, we are here today to talk about the anatomy of a warm-up. People come to Haka and after our warm-up, they're often shocked that that was our warm-up, or they talk about how different it was and stuff like that. So we wanted to give you the rhyme and the reason for why we do things the way that we do them here at Haka. Jake and I come from different backgrounds, and we've blended and melded the way that we look at things to create a warm-up that is ideal for the workout at hand. So go for it, Jake. Start us out.
All right, so the first thing we want to do in every single warm-up is we want to prime your core to be able to support yourself during every exercise we're going to do throughout the workout. So we do this by doing isometric holds that are going to help your body learn to brace during these activities. So this is why we're always starting with dead bugs, bird dogs, a different plank variation. This is just kind of prepping your body, teaching it how to be rigid and keep a nice neutral spine, because no matter if we're doing a squat, a deadlift, a medicine ball slam, we want to make sure we are doing it with a braced core.
Right, so that's developmental stage 1 when you're looking at things from human development. You've already been through all of these stages of development previously in your life. We're revisiting them each time before we work out in the same order. So you can picture a baby laying on their back, reaching their arms and legs in different directions, beginning to turn their head. They're learning to brace the core. It's the very first thing that's necessary for more complex movements.
Yeah. So from this isometric hold, we're going to go into our movement prep, our dynamic movement prep. And at this part, we're going to be chunking and patterning the larger movement patterns that we're going to do throughout the workout into smaller, slightly more digestible bits. This is where we're going to take, if we're going to be doing a squat in our main set, we're going to do a caterpillar, try and isolate those legs and just kind of get those neurons firing so you are ready to do the larger movements by just breaking it down into smaller pieces.
Right, so that's developmental stage 2. You can picture that with a small child or a baby when they're on all fours and they're rocking, and maybe like they take one step like in a crawling or a bear crawl position, when they're starting to roll, when they're breaking down movements into smaller pieces, kneeling on one leg to start the process of standing up. They're patterning movements to become more complex.
And then that kind of leads us into our final piece of the warm-up, and that's raising the core temperature and prepping the energy system. So we are going to take these small chunks that we were doing in our dynamic movement prep, and we're going to put them into more complex and slightly faster and more explosive, so a little more intensity in this final stage of the warm-up. And this is just to, one, elevate that core temperature, kind of just get the muscles loose, ready to move, and then prepping the specific energy system. Because if you're wanting to do a heavy squat or an explosive power clean, you don't want to do just a bunch of static, slow moves. We want to actually get your body moving fast and moving explosively so you are ready to go right out the gate.
That's developmental stage 3 and 4 in human development. So obviously from crawling and kneeling and squatting, we start to walk, and you can picture how when a baby first takes off, they start to do kind of that forward, like hands flailing. They're almost a run walk type thing. So the movement has become more complex. They're putting some speed. They're becoming more proficient. By hitting things in this order, yes, we're priming the core, creating movement prep, raising the core temperature, but we're also revisiting the stages of development so that your body has already been through these stages before, and it can hit these movements with maximum efficiency and efficacy.
Yeah. So yeah, that is kind of the anatomy of the Haka warm-up. Now you kind of know the madness behind the science, and hopefully you'll understand that we are trying to not only empower your performance to be the best you can be, but we're also trying to keep you from injury. So